Hello, good afternoon, all kinfolk. Good afternoon, all IABT. This is Jeremy Gordon. I'm coming at you with another episode of A Training Corner. I just picked up my packet for the St. Patrick's Day Triathlon, which is this one here. It's tomorrow in Keller, Texas, which is kind of close to Dallas. So I wanted to take a couple seconds to show you what was in my packet and what stuff I needed to have with me as I picked up my packet and got ready to do the race. All right, the things that came in my packet for this race were obviously my shirt, and this race actually gives out a pair of socks, dry fit socks, for everybody who does the race. So that's a nice little bonus. The other thing that came in my packet were my race numbers. This is the first number. This is going to be worn during the bike and the run. On the bike, it's going to be worn with a race belt, and it's going to be on my back. So people will be able to see my number as I go past them, or if I commit a foul, then the USAT rep will be able to see my race number in order to dock me. Hopefully I don't commit any fouls. This next number here, this number, I don't really know what this is. Whatever, I don't know why they gave us that. Okay, whatever. All right, this here is another number that goes on my helmet. This number goes on your helmet when you're doing the race. You have to make sure that this number is on your helmet before you enter the transition area. This number here is a number that goes on my bicycle itself. You see these you can't really see them that well, but they have little strips that they use to tie, to stick together. But you're going to take this number, you're going to put it on the bicycle. They're also going to body mark my shoulders and my legs. So all the numbers have to match up when I go into transition and when I leave transition. There was nothing else that came in this packet. In other races that I have, the races have like actual course packets with pieces of paper that have information about the race that I'm supposed to read. But nothing of that came in this packet. Oh well. I wanted to take a couple seconds and show you some things that are required during a race and that you have to have with you when you go pick up your packet. The first thing is this USAT credentials. This is my membership card. They also have cards that look like credit cards if you wanted that. This will be your ticket to pick up your packet. You either have to have a year membership or you have to have a one-day membership. If you want a one-day membership, that's fine. I think that those are like $12. A year membership is like $40. So if you do more than 3 or 4 races, then it actually is better to get the year membership. You have to have this, and you have to be able to show proof of this when you sign up for the race. If you only get a one-day membership, you can pick that up at packet pickup. However, you have to have cash for some reason. Like you have to have cash or a check. They don't have debit card things for that. Not at the races that I've been to. Some of them might, not all of them. The other important thing that you have to have is your ID. I don't really feel like I should show you a picture of that because you probably have some sort of state ID if you're a grown person. If you don't, then talk to the Department of Motor Vehicles in your area, I guess. So you have to have your ID, you have to have your USAT membership. For some of the races that I've done, they also have a thing called bike check-in. So you're going to want to make sure that you have your bike with you for those races. Bike check-in is when you show up to the race or when you show up to packet pickup and you have your bike with you. And they want to make sure that you have your bike in good working order, that it has everything that it needs to have, and that it's actually a legal bike. Sometimes bikes are not legal, like if it has an engine on it or if it's some illegal build. You can't take those to the race. So check with your race when you sign up. See what you have to have with you. You might have to have a bike check-in with you. You might have to bring your bike with you when you check in, when you pick up your packet, in order to do the race. Some of the longer races that are out there require you to take your bike and put your bike in transition area the day before the race. Like, for instance, when I did the Nations Triathlon in Washington, D.C., you had to take your bike with you before the race, the day before the race, and you had to check it in there. And I think that the reason for that was because there were so many bicycles, so many people doing the race, that they couldn't do it all the morning of race day. Also, I think that some of the longer events, like the Ironman events, you have to turn in your bike the day before. All right, so that's it for this week's edition of the Training Corner. I will be back next week with a full report of how my race went, things that went well, things that didn't go well, different things like that. But for now, this is Jeremy Gordon. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Thanks.